Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I am going to do an alteration on two jackets. One of them I am adjusting the sleeves, and the other one I'm reducing the size of the sleeves as well as shortening the sleeves. I have my pinking shears, I have some straight pins, a seam gauge, and a seam ripper. So I'm going to go ahead and get started in measuring these two jackets. And like I said, the first one is I'm just going to adjust the size of it. And as you can see, I've already placed my pins in, and I use my seam gauge to be able to measure how much I need to tuck in the sleeve. And so I did make the appropriate measurements there. And I'm going around the sleeves just to be sure that I have the right measurement that I need. Sometimes it's best to just go ahead and do it twice just to make sure that you have everything in the right measurement. So of course I am doing this on the wrong side. I'm measuring on the inside of the sleeve, and the other sleeve I am showing you how I made the adjustment with that. So again, I am rolling out what I want to be able to reduce. Did the measurement. Now I'm placing in the straight pin, and I'm just going around the whole sleeve just to make sure. And on this sleeve, I decided to go in a little bit more. And as I put the pins in, that will be kind of like where I want the seam when I do sew on it to be. So that's what I'm showing you there. So again, I'm putting in my straight pins, and my straight pins are acting as a guide. Some people use the chalk, but it's best sometimes to just use the straight pins. Okay, so now that is done. And now I'm going to work on the second jacket. And as you can see, I've already got the pins placed rather. And I'm going to do it in a dart angle, which is a dart is like on an angle. So you start off small, and then as you measure going down, the size gets bigger and bigger. So I'm starting from underneath in the armpit area, underneath the arm area, and I'm measuring all the way down to the sleeve. And as you can see, this is where on the sleeve how long it is, but I'm measuring how short I want it to be. And again, I'm just checking for accuracy. Now I'm going to go ahead and pre-cut before I sew, which is where I want to be able to shorten the sleeves. And this is where I'm going to start my hem at, which is what you can do before you get ready to sew. Now I wouldn't advise you to cut the sides of the sleeve, not just yet, because of the fact that you do need to sew that. So again, I'm showing you again on the other sleeve where I have made that dart form on this sleeve, starting under the armpit, starting off small, and then work my way down. And I'm making my measurements, rechecking that as well. The straight pins again are used as a guide. Some people use the chalk to be able to give them that guide. But again, I prefer to use the straight pins. It holds it in place more accurately. And I know chalk is so much better when it comes to not getting poked with the pen. And so I know where I need to cut, and I'm cutting on the outer side of the straight pins to where I need to cut at. Pinky shears are really good because it helps prevent the material from fraying. There's so many different brands out there, but I prefer this brand that I'm using, which is the Westcott brand. Okay, so now I'm getting ready to roll up the hem for this particular sleeve. I am going to roll it up twice so that I can be able to get that double clean cut hem without the raw edges showing. So what I did was I rolled up a good amount and then I tucked in another small amount so that when I go to sew it, I'm going to make sure that raw edge is going to be tucked inside. And then I'm holding in place with the straight pin. And as you can see, when it comes down to the seams, you want to make sure you're lined up with the existing seam as you roll it up. This will prevent it from being crooked. And as you can see, I'm trying to get that look of the previous hem look that was on the jacket before I cut it. So I was just showing you that part, but now what I'm going to do is go ahead and get started in sewing the side of the sleeve, and then I'm going to go ahead and roll up that hem in a double hem and pin it as well as sew it, which you can see coming up. And what I'm doing right now is that I'm reversing these straight pins, because as I sew, I like to be able to pull out the straight pins as I go, and they were in the opposite direction, which makes it sometimes a little bit difficult to take out, especially if the pressure foot is right up on top of it. So it's always good to place your straight pins with the ball facing you. I'm checking my machine, making sure everything is in place, got the right tension, got the right stitch, and I am starting off with a good speed. Making sure that there's nothing tucked underneath of the fabric, because you don't want to sew something that you just didn't anticipate. And then you're just following the straight pins as your guideline, or if you're using the chalk, you want to sew right on that chalk line. To make that angle, you want to adjust the material as you're moving along so that you're able to get the right adjustment of the fabric that you need as you're making the alterations to the jacket or whatever garment that you're trying to alter. As you can see, the seam has been made straight, cutting off all the extra thread there. And now I am ready to sew my hem on the jacket. And like I said, you want to be able to cut off the excess, especially if you don't need it, which I am about to do on the side of this seam. So I'm using my pinking shears. Now, I've been doing this for so many years, I can be able to do this at the machine, but if you're a new beginner, you would do this on the table, and you would lay your garment down flat, and you would cut it on the table. This will help prevent any errors. You don't want to poke a hole somewhere when you don't need to. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and roll up my hem. I'm going to make sure my seams is lined up. And I'm turning the seam to one direction. Or sometimes you can leave it open. I do sometimes leave it open, but it's up to you. If you do close the seam, it can make it kind of bulky for your machine, but if you leave it open, it could be less bulky. And so I'm measuring again of how much I want the hemline of the jacket to be. And whenever I do get that, I'm just going to tuck in the raw edges, and I'm going to apply the straight pin. As you can see, I'm doing it quite a few times just to make sure that I get enough in to have that a right amount for the hemline. So I'm going to go ahead on around, measuring it, tucking, and applying the straight pin. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share. Leave comments. And if you find that this has been very helpful, I appreciate your donation to the Cash App that's on my site. Okay, as you can see, I completed it all. And now I'm ready to go ahead and sew the seam. And this is a machine hem that I'm doing. I'm not doing the hand stitching. If you want to do hand stitching of a blind stitch or a slip stitch, you can do so. You can review my video on that I have on Instagram. And as you're going around and round, you want to make sure that you don't have material bunched up, you want to make sure that your straight pins are in place. You want to make sure that the material is straight as well. And as you can see, I'm readjusting my straight pins again. But take your time, sew a little bit, stop and check yourself, make sure everything is okay. It's part of the process of being that great seamstress. Sewing can be a great reward to you if you just take the time to learn and practice. Here I saw that I didn't sew it straight, so I'm going to use my seam ripper to straighten out my hem, and I'm going to go ahead and readjust it and re-sew again. In doing good quality work, it's always good to be observant of your work. Don't rush it, Take time out to make sure that you are applying good stitches, not crooked seams, or, don't rush your job. But practice, 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 and go back and make corrections. It's always good to examine your work and make corrections, and it will give you the joy that you're looking for as you are making your garments or doing some alterations. Again, like, subscribe, share your comments, and if there's a certain video that you'd like for me to do, please leave it in the comments. And I look forward to seeing you come back again to this channel. And now I'm going to go ahead and do the other sleeve, doing the same thing as before. there you have it. I have completed it, and now I'm ready to do the second jacket there, where I am shortening the sleeves. I do want to make sure that I am lined up to the seam line that I want to sew at. And as you can see, the straight pins are a guide for me. And I'm going to try to get as close as I can to the seam allowance of the cuff of the sleeve so that I can have that closure. And it will look as if, you know, it was originally done in the store, from the store. So again, I had to readjust my straight pins again. And like I said, I'm applying my pressure foot as close to the seam of the cuff area and right on to where I have my straight pins as to where I need to sew. Again, you want to examine and make sure that there's no material underneath. You have your needle in place. And you want to take your time sewing a little bit at a time. Okay, I have completed the first sleeve there, cutting off the threads there, and showing you that how close I was able to get it to the cuff. And as you can see, I did to the best of my ability there, as close as possible. And now what I'm going to do is cut off the excess using the picking shears. Cut off the excess fabric. Again, I've been doing it for so long, you do it that way, but as a beginner, you want to kind of lay it down flat and go around carefully. You know, you have to have your fingers flexible when you are trying to do things that you've never done before. And it's kind of hard to tell someone to train their hands a certain way, but you have to be able to do it in such a way where it can fit you. And as you can see how well I've learned over the years to adjust my fingers to do whatever I needed to do to make the alterations and the sewing to make it more presentable. You just gotta let it work for you. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the other sleeve the same way. what you can also do when you're cutting off the excess fabric is to use your straight pins as a guide or the chalk, and to help you cut in a straight line so that you don't cut off too much or too less. So that is another way to help you to cut it straight for you. So go ahead, snip this right here. So as I complete this, I hope you enjoy the channel and come back again.